Hey, I'm Nathan with CopilotKit. Today I'll introduce you to our brand new vibe coding server built to make fully agentic applications faster and easier with CopilotKit and MCP. We'll walk through defining actions, integrating them into your app, and I'll even show you some high-quality code generated from the server. Let's dive in. All right, let's talk about the vibe coding server documentation. Our agent is going to have access to both real code examples and documentation from CopilotKit's repo. Through this vibe coding server, everything is indexed for LLM use, which is going to make our agent much more efficient when we start developing. So today I'm going to be using Cursor, but many more AI-powered code editors are supported. I'm just going to copy this object, and if I head over to Cursor, then I can add this MCP server in the Tools and Integrations tab. It's going to open up an mcp.json file, paste in your new MCP server here, and you should see tools enabled. In this case, we have CopilotKit documentation and CopilotKit code. So before we get started, let me quickly show you the application I vibe coded earlier today, which is a simple project management tool, and I can drag tasks that have assignees into different columns. This is like an Asana or linear style board, but it's not agentic. So let's fix it. All right, let's head back to Cursor. And one thing I want to do is through our vibe coding server, I want to find out what our agent knows. So specifically, I want to add a Copilot Sidebar chat component to our application so we can start talking to our data. And then I want to add two hooks, use Copilot Readables, which is going to give our agent context of the data that we have stored, and then use Copilot Actions, which will give the agent a way to do something with the data. It's going to be able to take action. So let's start asking our agent. Okay, so we asked our agent, and immediately I see it calling tools. So it's calling the documentation tool, and it's going to start feeding us information. The first one is Copilot Sidebar, which shows documentation, features, even code snippets so that we can implement this. Copilot Actions, which gives us a definition of defining specific tasks with names, descriptions, and parameters. And then it comes with custom handlers, which are async functions that execute when actions are called. And then code snippets so that we can implement it. And then readables, which share any piece of app state with the Copilot so that we can see our data. And then next is Copilot suggestions, which generates suggestions based on the current app state. So this all sounds just like the docs, which it is. And now I want to ask the agent to implement each one of these features in our application. Okay, now it's going to start implementing the CopilotKit hooks. It's done the imports. If we scroll down, now we see use Copilot Readables, which will give us the current list of tasks, the current team members available, statuses, and then the use Copilot Actions so we can add a task, move a task. And these come with handlers. So it's going to, if we walk through the code here, it's going to create a new task and timestamp it. It's going to add a priority as low, medium, or high. And then it's going to set that task and return that task in our card, that React component. We can move a task, we can assign tasks, we can add team members, and we can remove team members. Okay. And we can get a task summary. Okay, interesting. So it's going above and beyond. And so if we take a look, let's see. Okay, and then the suggestions. So it's going to give us a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4 suggestions. So let's hop on over to our app and let's give it a spin. First, I want to just test the chat and make sure it's working. I also want to get a list of the tasks and see everything in the chat. So we know that It's calling the use Copilot Readables. It's pulling the data from our application. So the chat is sharing the state with our app. And the last thing, and it did give us, let's see, let's just get a list of the team members. All right, so we have 4 team members, and we should be able to add a team member. So let's do that now. All right, so it added Uli to the team. Now what I want to do is let's see if our application ran the proper checks. So I want to remove a team member that has tasks assigned to them. Okay, so it's not going to let me remove Nathan from the team. So I'm going to reassign Nathan's tasks to Uli. Okay, and Nathan was removed from the team. This is all working great. What did we cover here? We covered the VibeCodingServer, the context that we give the agent, Copilot Actions, which enabled the agent to take actions on the application on the user's behalf. Copilot Readables, we added the chat component. So what I suggest is you try it out for yourself and you vibe code your first agentic app and see how quickly you go from prototype to production. Thanks for watching.